Hi and welcome to another edition of Ask Lex. I'm Karen Maloney from Learning Experts and today I'm talking to Angela McGregor from RTO Consulting. Hi Angela.
Hi Karen.
Now Angela is a guru of all things vet, so I'm going to be talking to her today about getting courses accredited. So Angela, just to kick us off, can you explain to us what is an accredited course?
Okay, so currently the Australian government has training packages for the most common industries and work outcomes, and they're called training packages. They're nationally recognised and they're owned and managed by the government. So they're all the qualifications that you have for the certificate 2 in business or your certificates in construction, hairdressing, commercial cookery, all the common careers that there are out there. An accredited course fills the gaps. So there's not an existing one already there in the national training packages. So it may be something that is a merging new industry. So recently there was one registered, an accredited course in cybersecurity. Okay. There's ones in social media. So where there's a gap in the existing training packages owned by the government, and an accredited course is owned by the copyright individual.
Okay, so why would I think about getting a course accredited?
That's a really good question. A lot of people who do want courses accredited shouldn't bother. So the main reason that people do get a course accredited is that there's an industry push. So the employers want people to have the qualification, or there may even be a legislation requirement for the training that someone who works in an area undertakes is actually accredited. But if it doesn't fit in that space, they're already with a training package, then you may need to get one accredited. Okay. They're the main reasons, but there are a lot of people that come to me and really they are running non-accredited courses and they see that their clients, or even from their own perspective, would benefit from the prestige of being accredited.
Right, okay, and it's always good to have those portable things on your CV that can maybe go towards other qualifications, or
It can only go towards another qualification if it's got national units in it.
Okay.
So if there's no national units in it, then there's no transferability. But I think that the most important thing to most people who come to me is that their clients get something that is accredited. So they might be running a non-accredited workshop. They might be getting lots of phone calls. Is your course accredited? And people are hanging up because it's not.
Okay, fair enough.
That can happen when a competitor has an accredited course and then you're pushed into that too.
Yeah. So can anybody get a course accredited, or do you have to be an RTO?
Okay, so that's a really straightforward. Anybody can get a course accredited, okay, as long as they can prove that there is a need and there's nothing already existing. But then they would have to run that course through an RTO. So you can own it, get it accredited, own it, but then you'd need to approach or have your own RTO and get it attached to that RTO scope of registration.
Okay, because ASQA will need to understand that it's going to be delivered in the right way and the assessments are all going to be done in the right way and everything is as per regulation.
That's right.
Yeah, okay,
so
cool.
It's the RTO who manages that side.
Yeah. And there was another video that we did a little while ago actually about how to get accredited as an RTO. So if anybody's interested, I'll put a link below the video and you can check that out too. So if you're going to get a course accredited, do you need to have like the complete course with all the assessments and everything all done and ready to go before you apply?
The simple answer is no.
Okay.
Because we're not applying to get approval on any of the training material or any of the assessment. What we're applying for is approval on the course structure and the units and the design of the course. So what are the outcomes of that qualification? That's what you're getting approved and that's what is accredited. Next stage goes into the materials and the assessment once you attach it to an RTO.
Okay, so probably if anybody's thinking about doing this, the best thing to do would be first of all to actually have that sort of that curriculum, that outline done and get the package itself approved before you go ahead and spend time and effort and money developing
Absolutely.
all the materials.
If you're wanting an accredited course and you haven't got the material or the assessments ready, don't worry, that comes next. Okay. So on the other hand, if you do have the materials ready, like an online course, it makes it a lot easier to write. the
Yeah.
accredited course.
Sure, but it's not a requirement at that point when you're getting the course itself accredited. Cool. So what is the process that I would need to go through to get a course accredited? So I've got my initial kind of curriculum, my plan around what that course needs to look like. What happens then?
Okay, so at this point, you just need an idea, a concept of what you want. So how many units, what are those units going to be, what is the industry need, that sort of thing. And you put in what's called course concept.
Mm-hmm.
Once that's approved, so that's saying to ASCLA, this is our concept. So that's step one. They approve that. If they don't approve it, it would generally be because there's duplication between existing training packages or there's no proven need.
Okay. How can I find out where, like, how do I know where there's another course? Yeah.
Yeah. So go to training.gov.au.
Training.gov. Okay.
And have a look at the qualifications and the units that exist. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail, but you can take existing national units and build them into your course. But just there needs to be a proven need that there's not a qualification or that you have a gap. So you might be able to use 5 units from an existing training package and build your own 8, something like that.
Okay.
So once the course concept is submitted and approved, and there is a fee for that, it's not free,
mm-hmm.
then the next stage is to actually develop and submit the course structure itself with more detail and evidence of industry consultation.
Okay.
So then you'll receive back a report on that, and it will either be approved or it'll be rejected. And if it's rejected, there's reasons given for it. And commonly I find that the reasons are around language or insufficient evidence of industry consultation, or the other one is insufficient evidence of the industry need.
Okay.
So you get a chance to rectify, resubmit, and then of course approval. Okay. That's a simple process.
Okay. And so how long does that process just really simple. How long does that take from start to finish, just on average? I mean, obviously everybody's different.
So I've had them done where the client's end has been done in 3 months, but then ASCLA will generally take 6 months. So you're looking at around a 12 to even 2-year process.
Okay.
Some clients have taken up to 2 years.
Okay. And so you go through the process and you get the course accredited. Is it accredited forever, or is there like an expiry date on that?
Really good question. It is accredited only for 5 years.
Okay.
But you need to apply for reaccreditation at 4.5 years, because if you don't apply then, you don't have a course to continue running with.
Okay.
Because that 6-month process to actually.
Yes, of course.
So you could have students wanting to enroll and you haven't got a course to enroll them in.
Right. Okay.
It's expired if you don't do it at that 4.5 years. So really, it's a 5-year, but it really does need to be reaccredited at that 4.5 years.
Okay, fair enough. And the reaccreditation, I'm assuming, is a quicker process because you've already gone through the initial.
From the front end, absolutely. So from a client's end, as far as ASCLA, they still take the same amount of time.
Right.
But yeah, from our end, definitely it's a review of what we've already created and had approved and make changes and improvements to it.
Okay.
More than right from scratch.
All right. Now you've done a lot of these for clients. Obviously, what are some of the main challenges that you see clients facing when they go through this process?
The main thing is language. So writing an accredited course is all about the language. So what we're doing is we're making statements of skills and knowledge. And we're even splitting hairs between what is skill and what is knowledge. Mm-hmm. And writing it in terms, as you see on, go to it, training.gov, in the terms that are written there. So I think that's the first one that clients struggle with, is the language and the presentation, and it matters a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose that there's things like for somebody who's not done this before,
mm-hmm.
so the terminology, so writing down your kind of your objectives of the course, the outcomes of the course, using the word understand doesn't work, because understand is not easy, an easy thing to measure. So it's having all the right terminology.
Yeah, I have a lot of clients that want to assess people's understanding of theory, and their whole unit, their concept of a unit can be around history or theory. Well, it won't pass because this is a vet sector. So
yeah, it's vocational education and training. It's about how we're going to use this in our work.
Exactly. How can we take this to the workplace? I've had someone want a course in good parenting. Great skill to have. Do it for work. Doesn't need to be a credit.
Oh my God, everyone will be going, oh my God, is there a course we can take? And all come out good parents at the other end.
That's the word, good.
Yeah, good.
Work in the vet sector, it's like, you don't say good.
Yeah.
It's like correct. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it's too ambiguous. So language, I can talk about it all day.
Yep.
The language that needs to be written in is the biggest struggle. So I have a lot of clients that come to me that have tried to do this on their own, by themselves, and then they've got the non-accredited, the rejection, and I've had to reword it, and then it's gone through, and it's been predominantly about that language. So that's the first thing. The other thing that they struggle with is industry consultation. So the reason that some clients struggle with the industry consultation is because they want to protect their IP. Okay. So they don't want their competitors to know what they're doing, and that's a concern for some clients. But there is a requirement to consult with industry when getting a course accredited, so that the course you're designing reflects the needs of industry, not just your opinion on what makes a good person or what makes a great person in this sector or what the skills are. It's not about your opinion. So we need to see that industry consultation to say, yes, we support this. This is the outcomes that we need our staff to have. So that can be a barrier for some people because of the confidentiality and the privacy. And the other thing is that when it comes to course accreditation, where a person's coming from makes a difference as to what their challenges can be. Sure. So I've had other clients had trouble internally getting everyone to agree on what a course should be like. So what could have taken us a month to do has taken 6 months to achieve because of internal opinions, and even in some cases a fear to have it all put down in writing. So I think the other challenge then there is understanding the process and just coming to terms with the fact that the vet sector is like no other. And we can't say, well, we did this when it was a university course, or when it was a non-accredited course I did this. You have to look at it as, is everything accessible? And there is a process, and it's a matter of once you go with the process, then you can get the course accredited. Don't like the process, don't run an accredited course.
Yep, fair enough. Well, on that note then, I think that's a good place to finish up. But look, if you are thinking about getting a course accredited, Angela's put together a really handy checklist for you to do a quick little self-assessment to see if you're actually ready to take that next step. I'll put a link to that below the video, and I'll also pop a couple of links. You've mentioned a couple of things there, Angela, like training.gov website and ASQA, who are the, I can't remember, the Australian, is the regulator.
They're the ones that actually approve the accredited courses.
Cool. So I'll put all that information and some contact details for you too, Angela, underneath if anybody wants to get in touch and have a further chat. But thanks very much for your time today and helping educate our community.
Hope it helps.